Big turtle. Big turtle. Here he comes. No, 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 no. Hey, hello turtle. Hello the fish. There's Knock Knock. Hey Knock Knock. How you going? Hey? And doggy. Hey, come here. Up you get. Hey? What were you going to do, Dougie? What are we going to do? Shut up! That's the Australian national anthem there. I'm not joking you. Right? Come on. Dougie, come on, get up. Dougie. Up, up, up. Come here. Up, up there. Right. Now, we're gonna pick apart the news, aren't we, Dougie? Hey? Yeah. Let's pick apart the news. Yeah. All right. Let's go back. Dougie. Gets a bit horny. Dougie. Don't. You be naughty. Hey. Let's go back. Dougie. What are you doing? Hey? Yes, Dougie. Yes. Dougie. Dougie. Hey. That's it. We're going to go back. Yeah, we're going to pick apart the news. Because you know how I like to pull apart the news. Hey? Dougie. Oh, Dougie. Oh, my God. Dougie. Dougie. My God. Here we go. What's the first story? Hey, Dougie.
This is 10 News Melbourne with Jennifer.
Ow.
Good evening. Business owners are counting the cost of
Come
a
on.
night of violence and theft across Melbourne suburbs. 5 service stations were hit along with 4 supermarkets and at least 1 bottle shop in a rampage that spanned less than 12 hours. Security vision of the attacks is chilling and some viewers may find it confronting.
Calculated and chilling. One by one.
Look at this. Look at this. Hey, what'd you say? Did you say would you? Look at this. With a machete.
Soon, this morning, the worker stays calm as they take cigarettes and cash from the
Dougie.
till. One customer gets fed up. He rushes the cook with the crowbar.
Come on.
Machete raised to strike.
Look at this. Good on him.
Samaritan drive past. He cops a kick while he's down, but forces the group from the store. It's one of 8 businesses police say the group robbed or threatened. Later yesterday, on the other side
And what are they?
more machete
Hey?
charges. A different gang, this time 4 of them.
I don't give a shit, mate. Come on, up, up. Look at this.
Open the till. And they killed an eye on my body and then said open the till.
No.
3 youths were in the liquor store for less than a minute. The 4th was waiting in a getaway car. Police say it's one of 4 places.
Look at that.
This group
An Audi.
last night.
Oh, I was scared. I was very scared at the time.
Did you fear?
The next one's a beauty. It's a Merc.
I'm scared about that. They might hurt me, but lucky they didn't.
They also robbed 3 service stations. The western suburbs path of crime coming to an end in Footscray. The group dumped its stolen Audi but didn't go
Right.
far.
It's a Merc. Not an Audi. That's a Merc.
19-year-old, 19-year-old, and a 20-year-old. As well as the cash and whiskey they took from
And did you hear about the 3 13-year-old girls and the 17-year-old that rolled the car?
at every store they targeted. Melbourne terrorised from
Hey.
east to west. Rory Campbell, 10 News.
And Rory Campbell joins us live from police headquarters. Rory, there's been a terrifying kidnapping outside an Eltham milk bar.
Jen, the milk bar owner was out the front of his store just before 6 last night. Police say the 59-year-old was approached by 2 unknown men armed with a knife who forced him into their car. The milk bar owner was punched and the men demanded cash from him. He was then driven around for about 5 minutes before he was dumped in a car park near the Yarra River, a few kilometres away, and that's where he called police. Detectives had the milk bar cordoned off for a long time today. They took a number of items in cardboard boxes with them from the area throughout the course of the day. It's believed the car the man was taken in is a dark Mercedes sedan. No arrests.
What do you reckon he was selling? Hey? Reckon he was selling vapes and tobacco? You reckon? Hey, and they've come down to get their money,
Okay, thank
and the old blokes thought, back 'em, hey?
The health
Here we go.
department has firmly denied any children who were under the care of alleged child pedophile Joshua Brown have contracted a sexually transmitted disease. The response came after a media report circulated online that one of 2,000 children tested had returned a positive result.
He's the man facing horrific allegations that have sent Victoria's childcare sector into crisis mode. 2,000 young children required to be tested for infectious diseases.
This is bad.
As Victoria Police continue to investigate alleged child pedophile Joshua Brown.
Let me ask you something, right? I understand reporters need stories, right? Okay? But making one up and saying that a child, one of the children out of the 2,000 or 2,500 kids, right, that have been tested, actually came down with gonorrhea, right? You're mental. They should find that reporter, whoever made that up. They should find him, right? Right? Get come on, get in. Get in. Get in. Get in. Right? They should find that reporter. You know what they should do? They should take their licence. Right? This is, why do that? Because as soon as you say that about one kid, you've got all the other parents hanging. It's not a matter of, we'll just do one, it won't hurt. Can you be one of those parents? You be one of those parents, and to find out that one of the 2,000 has come down. They'd be all thinking, oh no, one's come, someone's got one, And it's shocking enough. And Jacinda Ellen, and I said this to Mary, right? I said, what else is out there that we all assume is being done or has been, has been upgraded. It's a normal upgrade. You just upgrade. That's what you do, right? Okay. Because I was watching the news, right, and only some of our trams have video cameras. And when I heard that, I went, only some. What else is out there that we all think is just normally upgraded, and we put trust in our government to do the upgrade, just follow up, upgrade, and they're not doing it? I mean, because of this sexual deviant, hey Dougie, right? We've found out that there's no video cameras in some of the childcare, places. Are you mental? I can't believe, and there's not a national register. Crowd controllers, right? We get our licence. It lasts for 3 years, right? We pay through the nose to get it, right? Okay? And we have a registrar's book, right, that we sign in, right? That registrar's book that we sign in at the pub we're working at has to stay at the pub when it's full for 7 years, right? It's a legal document, right? Okay? Can't go anywhere, right? They can do it for crowd controllers and security guards, but you can't do it for the people who look after our most precious, our children. Where's the thinking? I mean, it is just disgusting, really, our government of recent years, right? I remember as a kid, our government wasn't like this. They weren't just splashing cash around. I'm not saying that they weren't putting some in their pocket, but not to this amount. Not to this amount. And everyone's doing it. Everyone's lying. They're just lying. Jacinda Ellen's up there. No. Oh, I feel bad. You feel bad, right? I mean, we've got no police, right? And the coppers we've got out there, right? As far as I'm concerned, take the narrative, guys. Maybe, to make change, you might have to bend the rules. So the next car chase, instead of chasing the car for the next 2 hours, 3 hours, around and around and around with your 7 patrol cars, right? Just ram them. Just ramming. You know, because you've got no problem getting me coming home at 3 o'clock in the morning, right, after getting a coffee, right, and pulling me over, right, and I was doing what? 28 kilometres over, Dougie. 28 kilometres over. Yep, in a 70. And she even said I was 150 metres within the 70 zone, right before I hit the 80. How's that? You get me, and yet on Mahoney's Road, where are you when the cars and the bikes are going past at 300 and 250 and just shooting around? You get us easy targets, right? And that, pull me up in the driveway, no lights. Come on, guys. You know, get off grid a bit, you know? Don't go for your easy targets. Get out there and do it. You know, what is that noise? We've got a brand new police station down the road here, Reservoir Police Station, right? Brand new, right? It closes at 5 o'clock, Monday to Friday. It's not even open on the weekend. It opens, you'd think at 9? Nah. 11. Opens at 11. Brand new police station. They can't man it, right? There's a number of police stations that are closed. And it's shocking. We're not safe. We are not protected. We're not safe. They're not there, right? And the police that are on the job, they have a narrative of serving crime with a minty and a lolly, right? The hell out of you, mate. You know, bring back the truncheon, right? Bring back the overcoats, the big overcoats, yeah, and the proper hat. Bugger this cap shit and these jumpsuits, right? Get out there, look authoritarian, right? And be it. And give it. Right? People are dying. It's not a matter of it's going to happen. It has happened. We've had kids and people chopped up in the street. We've had people, you know, hit 200. These kids, they don't care. They don't care whether they go to jail. They don't care about the money. They don't care about the drugs. They don't care. They just care about TikTok and getting their TikTok and whatever else and the notoriety out there. And they're not doing what? At least the crooks of yesteryear, right? Okay, they used to buy stuff like property, you know, house, you know. They put it back into the community. They did. They may have taken from some government departments and other things, right? But it went back in because they lived well, and so did the people around them, right? And everything was fine until you started. And this is from Nixon, an overlander. You put the wrong ones in jail, right? It's no good taking the bloke out of the penthouse and putting him in jail. You know what you do with him? You take him out of the penthouse and you say, you like your girls? Yeah. You like your cars? Yeah. You like your life? Yeah. And you're the man? Yeah? Yeah. Right. You want to keep being the man? Yeah. Clean up the streets. Or we're going to take it off you. Don't take it off him and leave the scummy drug dealers near schools and the pathetic little dealers running around. Have a look what's happened. You got rats running it. You've taken all the cats away. What do you think's going to happen? The mice have fucked off, right? You just got these dirty, stinky rats running around everywhere, right? And you're bringing the wrong people into the country. They won't conform. They don't want to conform, right? And I will say this. So, you know when you see the Indian policemen and they wear their hijab, the hijab, right? And the females with their thing? I will explain this. That is not a custom dress wear, right? It's religion. They are wearing their religion, okay? And police are supposed to be impartial, yeah? But yet they've got people who are displaying their religion. I had a couple come here when it all started. They went to come in here, right? And I said, no, you're not coming in here. Not with that. And I said, no. I said, that's religious wear. That's not customary wear. Right? And it is. And it's not right. You know, it's unreal. And I will say this, right? You know, why all of a sudden has everyone jumped onto the side of the Palestinians? Really? You know, you people, you need to read back in history and read your history and go back into the biblical time and read it and understand it. Right? The Gaza Strip. What is a Gaza Strip? Exactly that. It's like Burke Street Mall. You know? You know? Gaza Strip. It's not supposed to be occupied. Here's another one for you. Do you know that that was the youngest population in the world? The Palestinians within that area. So, they're in that area, right, that side of it, another country there. That side, another country. Israel there, yeah? Guess what? These countries, they don't want them. This Israel, they don't want them. Okay? Right? But do you know what they had the youngest, the Gaza Strip, the Palestinians had the youngest population out of all the countries. What's that tell you? They weren't born there because there's not enough oldies. Their own people from other countries pushed them there. Right? You look at the buildings, right? Have a look at the place. Next time you see, or go back on the internet and have a look, right? The buildings that they're supposed, IDF is bombing and stuff like that and everything like that and destroying, they were only skeleton buildings, right? There were no roads. There is no tarmac. There was no streets. They literally built buildings straight up out of dirt, right? It was all a facade. Just looked like they were occupying it. You don't occupy a Gaza Strip. You don't. Right? 90% of their people were aged under 45. What's that tell you? They weren't born there. They were told to go there and occupy. Be a pain in the ass. We forget what the Jews went through, whether you like them or not, whether you like the Jews or not. Leave them alone. And attacking them here, in restaurants, when they're not protesting, they're just having dinner, firebombing them. Every one of those Jews, every Jew, right, remembers, right, Auschwitz, and they were burnt alive. And it's okay, is it, for us to sit by? And we've got the nurses in Sydney saying how they kill. Mate, I'll tell you all something, yeah? Whether you like what I'm saying, but I'll tell you something who will agree with you, but they're not here anymore. And that's our forefathers. My grandfather, your grandparents, whatever. The people who fought in World War One, Gallipoli, World War One, World War Two. I'm going to tell you something, right? Those men and women did not fight in those wars to see that rise its head. My grandfather would be rolling in his grave. And we're all sitting there back here going, You see what the Palestinians do every Sunday in the city? They protest, walking around. I guarantee you, none of them have a visa. They've left their city to come here and protest. How about you get back over there and you fight your war? The Jews are living here. Yeah, they're a tight community. They look after each other, like the Italians do, like the Greeks do, like whatever. So what? They're smart people. What? And we call them because they're smart and they've got money or whatever. They're pricks. No. Stupid. It's like saying you hate billionaires because they've got a lot of money. Jesus Christ. Are we getting that stupid? Are we getting that picky? Are we? It's like the people, what's his name? Amazon, who got married at Venice. Right? The people are going, whoever wins, he should do this with his money. You should do whatever, just get about you, shut your mouth. Hey? He does do a lot with his money. What, because he's a billionaire, right, he's going to do what you said, pop it over there. You wouldn't even know what to do. You wouldn't. I'll bet you they wouldn't think of it. I bet you when they've got money, they don't. No. Mate, this world's. I'm telling you. And you know what? I'm not happy with this country. I don't like it anymore. I don't like it. You know why people don't go out? Main thing is we're not safe. We're not safe. Okay? The other thing is, you know what? It's too hard to talk. In case you say the wrong thing. In case you say, "How you going, mate?" "No, I'm not a mate. I'm a miss." Oh, fuck. You know? Or I'm a Furby. Or I'm this. You can't say black. You know, I was over in America. Right? And Shep, he was a ranger. You know, a bit of a ginger. Yeah? And David was black. Right? And we were in the Badlands. And Shep and every other Americans, you know what it's okay to say? "There's a black man over there." It's okay. Just don't say the N-word. That's for them to say. Right? But I said it. I said a joke. And I said to David, "I'm going to have to say the N-word. If I don't say it, it's not going to be funny." And he said, "Okay, no worries." You know? But here, you know, so, you know, turn your faces up, you know, Jesus Christ, you know. We're Australia. I'm not saying we're not important, but who are we? And who's Albanese, the walking penis, right? Okay? Who are we and Penny Wong to be sticking our nose in over there? Come on, mate. You know what? You all better understand something, yeah? We better fall in line and look after the Jews, all right? Okay? And we fall in line with the other, that they don't help. You know? You've been over in Iraq? You've been over there? Have you seen how they live? How they've evolved? They've done nothing. They still live like they lived before Jesus Christ, before biblical times. They haven't moved on. They're happy. They're like that. Right? And then they want to have a voice? Get the fuck out of here. Right? You want to live your life like that before Christ? That's fine. Do it. I've got no problems. Right? Okay? But even the Zulus, mate, as much as they run around with next to nothing on with their cows, they know their shit. They know how community works. They know how the world works. These people over in Iraq and everything else like that, right? And the Arabs, this is the deal, right? The Arabs found the oil. They rang up the Americans and invited them over and said, you have the manpower and the infrastructure and the people to do it. The Arabs didn't turn to their own. They turned to their own and they've gone, "What have you done?" Right? To all the Iraqis and everything else like that. What have you done? Nothing. They're living in mud houses, right? Goat herding, right? Haven't invented nothing. Open drains. You know, where's their industry? The Arabs had no one. They had to get the Americans. So that's why they signed a 50-year guarantee that all the oil would be sold to America. And that deal's up, right? But look, have a look at the way they live. The last people that were there, Russia gave them a pretty good belting, right? You know what the Russians did? They stopped and they went, "What's here? What have we taken over? Nothing. There's no infrastructure. There's nothing. There's no roads. There's nothing." After belting them, they just walked off. Went back to Russia. And yet they come here and they want to have a voice and do this. Fuck off, mate, you know. Do something. But I'm telling you, right? And this is bullshit, what's happening in the streets. And this, Jacinda Ardern, this, you should be sacked. Absolute sacked. And the amount of money that you just burn through, oh my God. You know, oh my God. I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you can come out. You are the rudest bitch. And yeah, bitch. I'll say bitch. You know why? Because, abhorrent. You know, you use these big words. You know, that was so, it's abhorrent. Having a sexual deviant looking after our kids. You know, it's abhorrent. Innocent people can't walk the streets because they're going to get mugged or rammed into. You know, these kids stealing cars, just driving like spastics as soon as they get in them. Right? Bang, they're off. What are you doing? And you coppers, one of you. Right? He's made the mistake years ago, right, with Collins Street, yeah, right, and Burke Street, I mean, when the car went up through the mall, right. One of yous said, let's ram him, get him up. You know what? I know you were told to stand down, but you know what, guys? You're going to have to do it. Because it's just, put the wind up, I couldn't give a shit, mate. You know? Kids or not kids, I don't care. Right? Steal a car and you're doing 200. You know? You run them off the road and they die. Good riddance. You know? Oh, but they're children. No, they're not children when they're doing that, mate. They're an idiot. They're an idiot. You know? They're less than a disease. And that. Watching the news. Where's the joy? Yeah. Let's see any more joy out there.
Today, a report seemingly confirmed worst health fears. The Daily Mail publishing a child who attended a daycare centre where a worker was subsequently charged with more than 70 child sex offences has been infected with a sexually transmitted disease, namely gonorrhea.
My advice from the Department of Health is emphatic.
See, you know, I said to Mary, I said, you know, with the parents that worry, especially for little girls, and this, if any of them get, and God forbid any of them get a sexual disease, right? Like urinary tract infection, gonorrhea, things like that, you know, it'll affect the little girls hard on their ability to fall pregnant and stuff like that. So it's not a now thing, it's a down the track thing, right? And you just sit around and you're up there, right? This is bad. Bad. You're clumsy with money. That overspend here, overspend there. Trains are running off the deck and you're blaming it and you're trying to cover up. And it comes out, doesn't it? Oh, the logbooks, it was the tracks and everything else like that. You lie. Our government is lying to us. And these new diseases, this thing, it's the flu, okay? The flu. All right? Fucking Christ. You people, you know what? Stop fucking listening to it. Fuck. Didn't you fucking brain fall out of your ass? That. Anyway, go get a pie. There. Hey? Get a pie? You get a pie. Let's listen to the small news.
That this is untrue.
The Victorian Health Department issued a statement. The Daily Mail's reporting is
You know, the Daily Mail, they should be sued. That should be an immediate sign. It was bullshit. See? Unnecessary stress, it does. What else is there? There we go. Here.
Lynn's version.
Now this here. This is shit. This is amazing. This one pisses me off, right? And we got to it now. Right? This one
Had an appeal.
is shocking. It is shocking in every single way. Right? Right? Okay? The elderly couple, you know, sweethearts or whatever, they went out into the high country and he was married, whatever, regardless, you know, they didn't, they're not breaking any laws, they're just breaking vows, right? And they're both dead. That pilot killed them, right? Accidentally or not, it doesn't matter. He did it. He was the one who walked away. He buried them, went back, 6 months later, dug them up, and sat there for 12 hours. 12 hours, stoking the flame, putting more wood on, and burnt them down to nothing. Nothing. There's nothing. Nothing of them. He went back there and he did that. And yet he goes down for her death. The old bloke who died, he died. He was killed. In a fight, whatever. He didn't fall over. And that he was pushed, he was killed by that man. Nothing. How can that be? I mean, even if someone falls over in the street, they bang their head. You know, it's put down, he died, he banged his head on the street. This bloke's just nothing. And you know what it's done? It's done exactly this. Listen.
Set. in what he hopes will overturn his 24-year sentence for the death of camper Carol Clay. In 2024, the jury rejected Lynn's version of events that a gun had accidentally discharged during a fight with fellow camper Russell Hill hitting and killing Clay. The former Jetstar pilot was found not guilty of murdering Hill. Today, the Supreme Court heard the application for leave to appeal has been set for October 31.
So how did Hill die? How did he die? Oh, mate. You know, I don't know. Emotions just run. Can you imagine that man's family? He died. There's no listing. He's dead. No, it's like no one did it. Someone did do it. His country, mate. You know, I don't know. This country, you know, and the people in it, you know, now, in the generation, everything, you all get your heads up your ass. You know, you've forgotten. You're going with the, you know, the majority. Oh, I'll stick with them because it's easier. Just because it might be easier, it doesn't mean it's right. You know? Jesus Christ, bunch of cop-outs, mate. You know? That's wrong, mate. The man was killed. And that. You know? Oh, and this, you know, remember this? Yeah? Good old Andrews, mate. You know, floppy ears? I get a pie. You want a pie, Dougie? What are you doing? What's your bee? What's your...
From the state of Victoria to Glasgow to run a games that